Welcome to round 5 of the Eurocup-3 Championship, where we kicked off our second half of the season at the TT Circuit Assen. On a track where qualifying is crucial to your race, it was the man second in the championship, Mattia Colnaghi, who would take pole position in race 1, joined alongside by his MP teammate Valerio Rinicella. However, the shocks from quali were our championship leader Ernesto Rivera having a disaster as he qualified back in 13th, and new to the championship, Mattia Colnaghi started P3 for the LA Racing team. Off the line, it was a start that seemed too good to be true for Colnaghi, and after the race, we unfortunately found out that it was, with a 10-second penalty being awarded for incorrect positioning in the grid box. Shortly after, a small mistake from Rinicella found himself in the clutches of Mattia Colnaghi, who tried to utilise his push to pass to gain the place, but just fell short of getting the move done. The drama wasn't done just yet though, with Francisco Macedo the next to fall victim to this ruthless Assen circuit, as he took a tumble down the order after he spun around. For the rest of the race, we found our top two of Colnaghi and Rinicella trading purple sectors and fastest lap times in what seemed to be a race against the clock out in front. Further down the pack, it was quite the opposite. James Zagotzi and Alexander Abgazava now had the spotlight as the battle started to brew between the two contenders. It didn't last long though, as shortly after we saw it bubble over and both drivers found themselves off the track and losing time to the chasing cars in pursuit. Unlike Monza last time out, it was a pretty uneventful race in terms of battling, overtaking and safety cars. It was a lights to flag victory for Colnaghi on circuit, but with the post-race penalty being applied, he fell to the bottom step of the podium, finishing in third position. Belov not only stepped onto the podium in his introduction to the Eurocup-3 campaign, but he also took not only the maiden podium for the LA Racing team, but also their first points in the championship. So hopes were high and expectations were all lying on the second race of this weekend. For race 2, we saw the start of redemption day for Mattia Colnaghi as he found himself on pole position once again, but the question was, could he right his wrongs from yesterday? Belov went one better to start second on the grid on his amazing championship debut for this season. However, this time luck was not on his side as he was slow on the getaway and had to retire the car, not even completing a full lap with what appeared to be an electrical fault with his car. With Mattia Colnaghi out of contention, it was the national colour of the Netherlands that filled the top 3 from the get-go, with 3 MP Motorsport machines out in front. From what was quite a tranquil race 1, race 2 was quite the opposite, with the gloves coming off and the action on track really spicing up. The likes of Agozzi, Carrasquedo and Caranta were all getting into the mix, but one man that always seemed to find himself in the middle of the action was Maciej Gladic. After an issue getting away from the line, it seemed like the hopes and dreams of Enzo Tarvinichko were diminished, but the Red Bull Jr. seemed to be carving his way through the field like a knife through butter, finding himself in 13th by the time the checker flag had dropped. But out in front, it was smooth sailing for the MP trio as they crossed the line in the same order that they found themselves after lap 1. Mattia Colnaghi was able to command a lights to flag finish with no penalties creeping his way this time around, and asserting himself as the new championship leader heading into round 6. With the hidden gem in the hills of Spa-Francorchamps being the track the drivers face next, who will be the driver to place their name in a list of infamous winners around the notorious circuit?